You see, drugs are potential poisons. Everything that is referred to as a drug, whether it is topical, it is used as a cream, or it is a tablet, syrup, or injection, is a potential poison. In fact, no one should buy a cream containing corticosteroid. This steroid
It's the live and People's 83.1 FM, Voice of the Niger Delta. Good evening and thank you for joining us today on You and Your Health. And this program is sponsored by the Bayelsa State Health Insurance Scheme. I am Gracious Fenana, your host. And today on the program, we shall be discussing the use of steroids and other. Pharmacist Dr. Charles Ronari Owaba is the head of Pediatric Pharmacy Unit, FMC Yenagua, Education Coordinator, Pediatric Pharmacist of Nigeria, also head of Media and Publicity by also State Drug Abuse Addiction Prevention and Rehabilitation Committee. Really good to have you here in the studio.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for us to discuss once again. I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for even me. Now today we are looking at the use of steroids on the program. So yes, let's quickly delve into it. Please enlighten us.
Okay, steroids are a group of chemical compounds that have their own defined chemical structure, and the we have those ones that exist naturally in the body. Those are natural steroids. We also have the ones that are synthetic. Then we have we have the ones that are synthetic, which usually are the ones we refer to as anabolic steroids. And then we have the ones that are available in medication forms, generally for medicinal use. Yes, and they serve different functions. If we talk about the ones that are the synthetic ones, these are the anabolic steroids that are derivatives. Derivatives, I mean, they are made from the original structure that there's an alteration of certain chemical parts of certain parts of the chemical testosterone to be able to derive a new product. So these are the anabolic steroids, and then steroids also cover the ones that I referred to that we have talked about that are useful for that are useful in different health conditions. The corticosteroids. These ones are very important for conditions like allergy. These things also affect other areas. You see, steroids generally, the steroids can affect um, issues around the heart. It can bring about high blood pressure over time. It can also result. Steroids can cause cardiac arrest, heart attack. Someone just suddenly, over time because of prolonged use of this drug, suddenly falls and all of that. Let me address other issues. I mentioned the issue of the bones. It affects the bones and it can cause osteoporosis.
Which one is osteoporosis, please?
A situation
Doctors,
where
please explain. Let's understand better.
Sometimes it's good to mention these things so that you understand the gravity.
Yeah.
When we try to explain, the last time I came, I made efforts to say these things in very simple terms. I made so much effort and all of that, and we just sometimes see it as very simple. But when we mention the way it sounds, then I think we appreciate it better sometimes. So,
no, please make us to understand it better. Make it simple, simplify it.
So it in a nutshell,
yeah,
it can weaken the bones. Yes, it can weaken the bones, and of course, that would become too pronounced at old age. We all pray that we should live long. That's the expectation of everyone. And so, in living long or having long life, we should live healthy. It's not that you are becoming you are aging and then you are beginning to struggle with things that you have brought upon yourself while you were much younger. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should protect ourselves. Part of the ways of protecting ourselves and protecting our future is to abstain from indiscriminate use of corticosteroids. Now, creams. The purpose of creams or ointments, as they are manufactured from the pharmaceutical industry, they are manufactured for them to be able to affect the the surface and then take care of issues and they are not expected to be absorbed. Most of the time, they are not expected to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Yes, so that's why. So that's why we refer to them as topical products. Topical, they are meant to be used superficially, and then they are to act locally at that area where they are being used, are not expected to be absorbed into the system. But then there are situations where what we don't desire, which is the absorption of some of these compounds, actually happens. That absorption into the systemic circulation, into the bloodstream, and then they now go to affect certain areas, actually happens. Corticosteroids are not ideal. In fact, no one should buy a cream containing corticosteroid, this steroid I'm referring to, without making appropriate consultations of a healthcare provider. The reason is that that cream or ointment may be good, may be useful, but the way we apply it can cause problems for us. And so it is the healthcare professional that will be able to advise, counsel on how it will be used appropriately, that will be devoid of the adverse effects. A particular product, you see, drugs are potential poisons. Everything that is referred to as a drug, whether it is topical, it is used as a cream, or it is a tablet, syrup, or injection, is a potential poison. It is like a double-edged sword, where it will be useful to treat illnesses if used appropriately, every drug, and it may become detrimental if it is not used appropriately, the same product.